Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you the taste of Morocco, and I am making a Moroccan cookie that's called Ghriba. There are different types of these cookies in Morocco. Sometimes they're made with almonds, with pistachios, walnuts, coconut, and they usually use semolina or all-purpose flour. But today I've decided to modify this recipe a little bit and make a gluten-free Ghriba. If you're interested in a more traditional recipe, I will include that recipe in the description box below. And as a bonus, I'm gonna show you how to make Moroccan sweet mint tea, because that's what these cookies enjoyed with. So let's get started. For the cookies, we're gonna need 150 grams of unsweetened shredded coconut. We're also gonna need 1 large egg and 150 grams of icing sugar. Then we're gonna need some flavorings, and every time you bake something sweet you need to balance the sweetness. So we're gonna need a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This will give our cookies a little bit of rise. And we're going to need 1 teaspoon of almond extract. If you don't have almond extract, you can use vanilla extract or a zest of 1 lemon. For a gluten-free version, you're going to need 50 grams of coconut flour. You can substitute it with either semolina or all-purpose flour. We're also going to need 1/3 of a cup of melted ghee, which is a clarified butter, but you can substitute it with vegetable oil. If your shredded coconut is on the coarser side, you need to run it through the food processor to make it a much finer meal, and it's going to give your cookie a little bit smoother texture. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, add your 1 large egg and 150 grams of icing sugar, and we're going to beat it on a medium to high speed until the mixture is even and it sort of doubles in size and becomes very pale yellow, almost white, and kind of creamy and a little bit thicker, and our wet ingredients are done. Then you can add your either almond extract or vanilla extract, or you can add a zest of 1 lemon. Then in a large mixing bowl, we're going to start adding our dry ingredients, which is going to be our shredded coconut, coconut flour, salt, baking soda. We're going to mix our dry ingredients and we're going to pour the wet ingredients into it. We're going to mix it together, try forming a dough. And at first it's going to look like a very dry dough, something that you definitely cannot mold into cookie. But remember, we still have our melted ghee that we're going to pour into our dough, and it's supposed to bind all these ingredients together. And we're just going to mix it with a spatula at first, and then use your hands just to run your hands through the dough, make sure everything is all mixed in. And at this point we're just going to pat it down. We're going to cover it with a plastic wrap, and we're going to let it sit for 30 minutes. And this is what we need to form our cookies. We need about half a cup of orange blossom water, and we're gonna need about half a cup of icing sugar. And our dough have rested, so it does look like a very dry dough. But you don't want it any wetter, otherwise your cookies will not hold the form. So we're just gonna grab a little bit of this dough, and using the orange blossom water, we're gonna bring a little bit of moisture back into that dough, and we're gonna start forming cookies, maybe like a golf-size cookie, and try to make it even. And then we're gonna just dust it with lightly with icing sugar, and then make it kind of even and pretty, and put it on the baking sheet lined with either parchment paper or a silicone mat. Out of this amount of dough, I have about 11 cookies. Ghriba is ready to go in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for just 10 minutes. Then take it out and they will still be soft and have no color in them, and leave them to rest for 25 minutes. While our ghriba is resting, we're gonna make some Moroccan mint tea. And I have this beautiful handmade teapot that is not Moroccan, but it looks very similar. You're gonna need a heat-proof glass. You're also gonna need 2 tablespoons of Chinese green tea, which is called special gunpowder. We're gonna need 2 tablespoons of sugar and a whole bunch of fresh mint. We're just gonna reserve a couple mint leaves so we can put it in the glass when we pour the tea. It's just gonna look very pretty. And we're gonna boil some water and we're gonna start making the tea. There's a certain technique that you need to follow making Moroccan mint tea. You're gonna put your dry tea leaf inside the pot and you're gonna pour just 1 cup of boiling water. You're gonna swish it around and you're gonna pour that water in the glass. We're gonna reserve that first steep is it contains the core flavor of the tea, and we're gonna add it to our tea later. Then we're gonna put our sugar in. And it is a sweet tea, so you can just skip the sugar if you don't like the sugar. And we're gonna put this whole bunch of fresh mint in there. We're gonna pour hot water 3/4 of the way, and we're gonna put it on the stove to boil. And as soon as you see your tea starts to boil, you're gonna take your teapot off the heat. And at this point, you're gonna add that reserved first steep back to the pot, and our Moroccan mint tea is ready. You can put a couple fresh mint leaves inside the glass, and then if your teapot doesn't have a strainer, you can use the strainer just to catch those loose leaves and pour your green tea, Moroccan mint tea, in your glass about 3/4 of a way, because we still need to have some space to hold the glass. Our coconut ghriba have rested and it's firmed up a little bit, so we're just gonna put it on a beautiful plate and give it 1 quick dust of icing sugar, and we're gonna enjoy it. And look at this, guys, it's absolutely beautiful. It is such a delicious cookie and gluten-free. And of course you need to try the mint tea. It's so good. And the cookie is not dry at all. If you bite into it, you will see it's nice and soft and fluffy inside and full of flavor. There's a coconut flavor and the orange blossom water flavor. And the tea is absolutely wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video as I enjoyed making it for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.